Hey guys, it is Monday evening when I am making this video, about 10 till 7. I don't have long I can talk, but I wanted to get something made before the end of the day. I'm sitting in the parking lot of BioLife. I'm about to go in and donate plasma. My appointment is in 10 minutes. Well, more like 12 minutes. But it's raining really hard outside. It's been raining pretty bad for the better part of the late afternoon, and the lightning has been extremely bad. Power outages in a lot of places, traffic lights out, which presents a challenge getting home or getting to wherever you want to go. Lakeland, if you didn't know, is known as the lightning capital of the world, and sometimes I wonder if that should be challenged, because I don't always see it. When I first moved to Florida, I believed it because it seemed like there was an awful lot of lightning. I know you can see the steering wheel here in the car. I got this set up in a funny way, but yeah, I used to see lightning a lot more than I have the past couple of years, it seemed like. But today, it's making up for lost time. It is so bad. And luckily our power came back on at the house. I was wondering if when I got here at BioLife, if they were even going to be open, if by some chance they had an issue with the power, but they don't. And driving home and parking with a truck, my work truck, that advertises the electric company, always makes me feel a little funny when I pull up, because I always have this feeling that people are going to come to my door and ask me when their power's going to get turned back on, even though our system is set up to where we know immediately that power's out in any given place. We know immediately. And we usually have power restored within 2 hours, if not sooner. And they always give people a much larger window than that when they tell them, an estimated time of when power's going to be turned back on. But we usually exceed the expectations or the predictions. I hope you can hear me all right. I have my AirPods in because of so much rain. That can present a challenge when you're trying to make sure you have good audio. But nevertheless, when I was a young man back, 30 something years ago, I dated a girl whose 5-year-old brother, lightning is really bad. I had this girl's 5-year-old brother was struck by lightning and killed. He was out in his driveway playing, and the lightning went straight through the top of his head and made a divot in the concrete pad. And the parents had, of course, a really difficult time with that. But that's how bad lightning is here. I've heard that it's really bad in Borneo or Sumatra or something like that. Like, I've heard that might be actually the lightning capital of the world. But yeah, I guess I should have turned the camera with the camera pointing the other direction. I wouldn't have the steering wheel right in the way. I guess we'll get over it though. But anyway, yeah, it's funny how people are down here in Florida. They act like they don't know how to drive when it rains. People in other states, they deal with snow, and I think they handle that better than people here do in rain. They act like all of a sudden the sky's falling, we're all going to die, and they start freaking out. So I don't like to be on the road at all, because I feel like everyone turns into a child, and it's just not a good place to be. Man, you can hear it coming down. I got soaked just running to my car. And you know what? We have like 3 or 4 umbrellas in our house. I see them all the time. And yet at the very moment that I need them, or one, none can be found. Why? I don't know. I looked in every conceivable place, and there is no umbrellas to be found. I asked my wife. She was laying down for a nap. I said, "Where are the umbrellas at?" "Might be in the car." "Well, that doesn't do me a whole lot of good when I gotta go to the car." "Okay, they're probably in the pantry." Well, sometimes they are in the pantry. Nope, not in there. I went into the catch-all. Not in there. The garage, not in there. I don't know. But I don't like getting soaking wet and having to go into places is already very cold anyway. And I'm not talking about my house. BioLife is always cold. And then when you're done donating plasma, they feel, I don't know what the right word is, but they pump saline into you. The saline makes you feel cold. It's like, well, it's room temperature is what it is. So it makes you feel cold. You're like shivering by the time you walk out. I don't shiver so much anymore, but I used to a lot. But I don't want to go in cold and wet. Well, I'll be cold once I get in there if I'm wet. I won't be cold out here, but yeah, it's I don't like working in the rain either, because I work with electricity. I mean, I go to the meter boxes, and sometimes, well, a lot of people in Florida, believe it or not, a lot of people in Florida do not have gutters. I don't see gutters on most homes. Gutters. Is that right? Is it what's the right word for that? Not gutters. Is that the right word for it? Listen, this is how little I see them. You know, up at the top where it catches all the rain. I feel like a child. What is my problem? I can't even think of the right word. Is that what they're called? I feel like it's not. I feel like it's not what they're called. I'm gonna feel like an idiot. See, this is the problem. Let me get back to what I was saying. Well, anyway, most Floridians don't have them, it seems like. You just don't see them in most houses. And if you do, they're not all the way around the house. Maybe they're not that way up north either. But anyway, my point is, I go to the meter box to do my work, and there's just like this waterfall. That's not a good feeling. And I have to get the work done. No one's going to say I have to get out in the lightning. But at some point, you have to do it. You have to do it, you know. And they give us these raincoats, which are horrible. I hate raincoats. They're hard to get in and out of your truck with. I'm complaining a lot, right? You know, that's what I'm doing. But that's not what I mean to do. I'm just relaying thoughts that I have about having to deal with torrential downpours in Florida. And the thing is, we don't get them a lot. I mean, it's not... Okay, so when I grew up north, I grew up in Indiana and several other places. We moved around a lot, but that's where I'm from originally, is Indiana. And it seemed like when it rained all day long. And it was more lightning. I don't know if you can see it or not. But anyway, I don't know. The rain didn't seem as bad, but it rained longer. Here it comes down and it pours. And Florida's real strange. And everybody who lives in Florida knows this. It can be raining on one side of the street, but not on the other. It can be dark and gloomy over here, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, literally on one side of Main Street and sun shining on the other. Or it can be sun shining and it's raining. Very odd stuff. What was I going to say about, oh, I know. Forgetting what these things are called. Oh, I feel like such an idiot. All right. Listen, you can make fun of me if you want to. It's justifiable. See, this is, I wonder if this is what's happening. Okay? So, I turned 55 and now everything is a crisis, right? Everything is the beginning of the end. So I've developed over the past several months, it seems like, tinnitus. Some people call it tinnitus, but I think that sounds stupid, so I always say tinnitus. Although itis sounds like inflammation, right? So maybe it is tinnitus. I don't know. You can call it what you want, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, the ringing in your ears. Now, it doesn't bother me that much. I've had it mostly in my right ear, and it's a high-pitched ringing, but it's not. It's soft. It sounds like white noise, right? Kind of like when you normally get ringing, but it just doesn't bother me that much. And if I have other noise going on, I can't really hear it that much, all right? But now it's starting to do it in my left ear. So I wonder where this is going. And I mentioned something about this to my older brother up in Minnesota who has a salon, or he did used to have a salon. He doesn't, I don't think he owns his own salon anymore, but he used to. And he's told me that, he wears hearing aids now because working with hair dryers at the decibel level that it's at, is bad for your hearing. And George Bruno will tell you that. He has a hard time hearing too. So anyway, I said something to my brother about it. I said, well, I have tinnitus and I've noticed it, but I just brought it up to him. He says, well, I don't really have that problem, even though I'm hard of hearing. I thought he did. So anyway, he said, I don't have that problem, but I have heard that it's linked to dementia and Alzheimer's. That was the wrong thing to tell me. The wrong thing to tell me. Now, anytime I'm just slightly forgetful about something, oh, the rain died down a little bit. Anytime I'm just ever so slightly forgetful about something, I'm like, oh great, here it comes. I've got Alzheimer's, and I'm probably losing my mind. I don't feel like I'm losing my mind, but I wonder, like, does the ringing in your ears get to a point where it drives you just absolutely bonkers? Like, you're just nuts. And is that how you get dementia? Probably not. I don't know the first thing about dementia. I know Bruce Willis has it. Am I going to end up like Bruce Willis? So I wonder, everything, this is what happens. I don't know how long it stays this way, but now I feel like everything is going to be about, is this the way it happens? Is this the way it starts? Is this the way it ends? Lord, I hope not. I hope not. I'd like to think that I could get all the way to the finish line with most of my faculties intact. It probably won't happen that way. I hope if it does, if things go down the way I don't want them to, I hope it comes on me gradually, slowly, so that I can assimilate to it to some degree and handle it with some degree of aplomb, composure. That's what I would like. But yeah. Listen, honestly, guys, I didn't want to talk about anything serious today. I feel like most of my videos are rather serious, and while I like that, I don't feel like I can do that all the time. So a lot of my videos, and I'll tell you why, I don't have time to get into it right now, but I think moving forward, there's probably gonna be a lot of my videos where I'm just talking off the cuff, just riffing it, speaking what's on my mind, telling you what I'm doing with my day, things like that. And hopefully you'll find that relatable, likable, and maybe we can connect more through that. I've noticed that when I do, I feel like I'm just telling you too much now. When I was doing my live streams, I felt like that's what I liked about it so much, is that I could do that. And I'll talk more about that later. I just can't do it right now because I've got to go in and donate plasma. I think tonight we're going to do Zaxby's for dinner, because Zaxby's is right down the road. And I don't know if I'll get salad or chicken wings. I will tell you this though. I do love their fries with their seasoning on it. But depending on who's working in the back, your fries may or may not have enough seasoning on it. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had them? Zaxby's, oh, their fries are so good. Only if that seasoning is proportionately seasoned, or if those fries are proportionally seasoned. So what I do all the time now is when I order fries, say, can I get extra seasoning on that? But there's no middle ground. Like, these people can't get it. What they do is they dump so much seasoning on it. It's like thicker than like roof tile. I don't know. I'll take that over just plain fries. I mean, I can kind of knock some of the seasoning off, but it's good. But I tell you what else is good there? Is when you get the traditional wings. I like bone-in wings. The wimpy sauce. I can't handle the real hot stuff anymore. So I just don't like what it does to me. I used to love that. Being younger, I used to love it. Give it to me as hot as you can get it. But now I know I get the wimpy stuff. That wimpy sauce is so good. Any sauce that's left over in my container, I take a spoon and just lap that stuff up, man. None of it goes to waste. But anyway, that's my random talk for tonight. That's what you're getting. Listen, if it's raining, if there's lightning, if there's thunder, stay inside. Especially if you live in Florida. More specifically, if you live in Lakeland. And we are in hurricane season right now. I think we've been in hurricane season for about a month. So, if we get another hurricane this year, it'll be another money-making year. I don't like working it, but it is good on the pocketbook. Pocketbook. Nobody says that anymore. Nobody uses the word pocketbook. Do most people even have a wallet anymore? I guess so. I do. I have a wallet, but nobody says pocketbook anymore. Maybe women do. Not really sure. All right, guys. I do have to get going. I only have a 10-minute grace period in which I can either arrive early or arrive late. So if my appointment's at 7, I can't get in after 7:10, but I can get in as early as 6:50. That's the way it is. Look, check out BioLife. If you have one in your area, it's a great way to help save lives. Donating plasma, it goes to people with rare diseases and stuff like that. But they also pay you for it. Yeah, you get paid for it. It's a great little extra. It's great side cash. Well, cash. They give you on a debit card, but yeah, that's the way it is. All right, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. If you'd like me to talk on anything, give me that too. Leave your comments down below. Like, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. In the meantime, be wise.